The Ravens aren't just good, they might be the best team in the NFL. But hold on, this isn't just an opinion. There are clear reasons why Baltimore stands at the top, and once you see them, you'll understand why this team is more dangerous than ever. While some rivals lost key players, the Ravens kept their stars, strengthened the right areas, and still have Lamar Jackson at his peak, ready to lead this team to the Super Bowl. But will it finally work this time? Has Baltimore finally broken its playoff curse? Stay with me until the end, because you need to see every detail that makes this team a true nightmare for the rest of the league. Go Ravens! You know that perfect recipe that only needs a few tweaks to be even better? That's exactly what the Ravens did this offseason. Instead of making a bunch of flashy signings and completely changing the team structure, they focused on keeping what was already working. Re-signing Ronnie Stanley was a crucial move, ensuring that Lamar Jackson stays protected, so he can do what he does best, destroy defenses. When a team is already strong and retains its core players, it becomes even more dangerous because the players already have chemistry, know the system, and understand exactly what it takes to win. But don't think Baltimore stood still. In addition to keeping its core intact, the Ravens made a key addition, DeAndre Hopkins. He may not be at his peak anymore, but he still has the talent to contribute and give Lamar another reliable option in the passing game. In recent years, one of the Ravens' biggest issues was a lack of dependable receivers beyond Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers. Now, with Hopkins in the mix, the team gains an experienced receiver who knows how to position himself and can be a clutch player in critical moments, especially in the playoffs. This strategy of continuity might not be as flashy as making blockbuster free agent signing, but it's one of the secrets of championship team. The Kansas City Chiefs, for example, have kept their core intact for years and continue to dominate the NFL. On the other hand, we've seen teams spend huge amounts in free agency only go nowhere because they fail to build identity and consistency. Baltimore has chosen stability, and this could be the missing piece to finally turning great seasons into a Super Bowl victory. The team was already strong in 2024, and now, entering 2025, they're even more fine-tuned and ready for the challenges ahead. And when we talk about the Ravens' success, we can't ignore one key factor, Lamar Jackson. He is the engine of this team, the guy who makes everything happen. But can he take Baltimore all the way to the top? If there's one name that keeps the Ravens among the contenders every single year, it's Lamar Jackson. Since entering the NFL, he has completely redefined the way the Ravens play, combining a unique mix of speed, precision, and football IQ. In 2024, he had an MVP-caliber season, proving that he's not just a mobile quarterback, but a true leader capable of dismantling defenses both with his legs and his arm. Now, the biggest challenge is turning that insane talent into a championship, the only thing missing from his already incredible career. Many NFL teams struggle because they don't have a reliable quarterback, but that's not Baltimore's problem. Lamar has already proven he can lead the team in any situation, whether escaping a collapsing pocket for crucial yards or delivering pinpoint passes to his receivers. What's held Baltimore back from reaching the Super Bowl has been small details, careless penalties, questionable play calling, and, of course, injuries that have derailed seasons. But now, with a more complete roster around him, Lamar has the best opportunity of his career to change that narrative. And if there's one thing Ravens fans know, it's that Lamar Jackson always comes back stronger. He's faced criticism, been doubted, but every time, he proves himself on the field. Heading into 2025, he has more experience, more weapons on offense, and a system that's increasingly tailored to his strengths. The question is no longer, is Lamar good enough to win a Super Bowl? But rather, will Baltimore finally give him the perfect setup to get there? But to win a championship, it takes more than just a superstar quarterback. You need a defense that can shut down any offense, and that's where the Ravens have always excelled. How does their defense stay elite despite making few major signings? If there's one thing that never changes with the Ravens, it's the strength of their defense. Year after year, Baltimore maintains a fearsome defensive unit that controls games and shuts down opponents. In 2024, this defense was one of the best in the league, combining aggression, intelligence, and discipline that few teams can match. Even without major offseason additions, this system remains dominant because the core remains intact and the defensive mentality of the team never wavers. Pressure quarterback, force turnovers, and impose physical dominance. The key to this defensive stability is continuity. Defensive coordinator Mike Macdonald did an outstanding job before leaving to become head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. But Baltimore's defensive culture is so strong that transitioning to Zach Orr should be seamless. Roquan Smith, Kyle Hamilton, and Justin Matabike remain the pillars of this unit, ensuring that Baltimore continues to be one of the hardest teams to face in the NFL. If the defense maintains the same elite level as in 2024, the Ravens will have everything they need to compete toe-to-toe with any offense in the league. Another key advantage is the balance of the team. With a stronger, more dynamic offense, the defense won't be overworked like in previous seasons. This means less fatigue and greater efficiency in clutch moments and in the playoffs, where every play matters. A dominant defense can be the difference between advancing or watching another Super Bowl slip away. And while Baltimore has remained strong, many of their biggest competitors have gotten weaker. The Ravens kept their stars, but other teams lost key players. Could this make the road to a championship easier? We're already past the halfway point of this video, but I notice you haven't liked this video yet. That's super important, so YouTube keeps recommending my content to you, and it helps me keep bringing you the best Ravens news. So hit that like button now, it's free. Thanks. Now let's keep going. The NFL is a league of balance, and when direct competitors lose key pieces, it can make all the difference. While the Ravens have kept their core intact and strengthened strategic areas, other teams vying for the title have faced significant losses. The Detroit Lions, for example, lost both of their coordinators, which could shake up the team's structure. The Kansas City Chiefs, reigning champions, need to address issues on the offensive line, while the Buffalo Bills continue to have the same structural flaws that have kept them from reaching the top. The situation with the Philadelphia Eagles is even more concerning. The team lost several high-level defenders and no longer has the same defensive solidity as before. This means Baltimore enters 2025 as one of the few teams in the league that has not only maintained its high level, but also made adjustments to address weaknesses. And in the NFL, where every detail counts, this advantage could be decisive when the playoffs arrive. But it's not just about other teams getting weaker. The Ravens have already proven they have the talent to compete head-to-head with any team. The problem in recent years has never been a lack of quality, but rather the difficulty in turning that talent into victories in critical moments. Now, with a more adjusted roster and rivals dealing with changes, Baltimore has a golden opportunity to establish dominance and finally break through the barrier that has held the team back in the postseason. With all this in mind, it's clear that 2025 is a do-or-die year for the Ravens. The team has the talent, experience, and easier path to the championship than in previous years. But will they be able to turn this into a title? If there's one thing no one can deny, it's that the Ravens are ready to compete. The roster is complete, Lamar Jackson is still at his peak, and the defense remains one of the most feared in the league. The coaching staff is experienced, the team has depth at multiple positions, and the chemistry within the squad is one of its strongest points. With all these pieces in place, there's only one possible objective for Baltimore: win the Super Bowl. Anything less would be considered a disappointment. However, the Ravens' recent history shows that nothing is guaranteed. In the past few years, the team has come close, had incredible seasons, but always fell short in the playoffs. Mistakes at critical moments, tactical failures, and injuries have cost them dearly. The big challenge for 2025 will be proving that this time it's different. It's not enough to have a talented roster if, when the time comes, the same mistakes from the past keep happening. They must learn from their losses and show they're ready to take the next step. The pressure will be immense. With a roster this caliber and a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, the expectations will be sky high from week one. Fans know this team can and should contend for the title, and any slip-up could reignite the criticisms about a Ravens' ability to win in the most important moment. Will Baltimore be able to stay focused, avoid traps, and finally turn all that talent into a championship? Now, with everything we've discussed, it's clear the Ravens have everything it takes to be the best team in the NFL in 2025. They've kept their core intact, adjusted the offense, have a solid defense, and watched their biggest rivals lose key players. The roster is primed, and the coaching staff knows the time to win is now. But will this be the season when Baltimore finally breaks the playoff curse and wins a title that fans have been waiting for? Now, with everything we've discussed, it's clear the Ravens have everything it takes to be the best team in the NFL in 2025. They've kept their key players, strengthened the weak spots, have a dominant defense, and seen their main rivals lose key talent. With Lamar Jackson at his peak, a solid roster, and a fine-tuned system, Baltimore enters the season with one clear goal: to win the Super Bowl. The big question is, will the Ravens finally turn all that talent into a title, or will we see another playoff disappointment? If you believe this is a year for the Ravens, leave a comment and show how ready this team is to dominate the NFL. We can't let a wrong decision or a mistake in the crucial moments ruin our chance for glory. Until next time, Ravens Nation.